John McDonough, a cab driver for over 40 years in New York City, is performing with the Newton Nomadic Theater the weekend of April 27th for 3 shows, 2 of which are already sold out. John weaves together insane stories of his life in an entertaining way. John joins me in the studio to talk about a little bit about your life and what people can expect from this show. So John, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, this is great. So tell me, how did you become a part of the Newton Nomadic Theater?
Well, I hang out at my local when I'm up here, Dungarron's, and Shauna recommended I go see this play Doubt, which was shown at her bar, and to meet this guy, Jerry Riley. So I went down there, I loved the play, and I handed him a card, saying, listen, I do a one-man show about driving a yellow cab in New York. You know, maybe I can do something with you guys. So he told me to go to a story slam at the Gregorian Rug Company. So I went there. I told the story about how I ruined my career at Fox Television, and people loved it. And he says, we'll do it for 2 nights. And then the first 2 nights sold out, and he goes, we're going to add another night, another Sunday.
Yeah, well, so now you've got the matinee that's still available, at least as of right now.
Yeah, there'll be a couple of tickets left. But now he's thinking about the future. Maybe we'll do another weekend in a couple of months' time.
Especially since it sold out so fast. So how did you get started as a cabbie 40 years ago?
Well, timing is everything. I got out of the United States Army. I was stationed in Germany during the Vietnam War. And I get back to New York. The headline that greets me is New York, Ford to City, drop dead. So normally, as a child of Irish immigrants, you would graduate high school, do your time in the service, and join the cops, the fire department, or sanitation. College wasn't even thought of. So when I got out, they were laying off cops and firemen. So there were very few jobs. So after my unemployment ran out, I went and got my hack license. And the average length of time you own or have a hack license is 5 years, because it's a stepping stone to get another job, to go to college. Now I've been driving 40 years and 2 centuries. I'm still waiting for that stepping stone to another job. And this might be it.
Well, you also started a comedic career along the way. So how did that start? And when did that start?
Well, you know, from driving a cab, you pick up a ton of stories, and you go to the local bar with your friends and other cab drivers, and everyone's telling stories. And over the years, you just tell more and more stories. And then, because of the internet and Facebook, a lot of producers got in touch with me because I was going to be the next Kim Kardashian of driving cabs. They had great ideas for me. I was involved in a couple of reality shows. One was so bad on the Learning Channel, it only aired in Southeast Asia, in Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. So I'm a big hit in Jakarta now at the moment. So it was that horrible, they wouldn't even air it in the United States. So in general, whatever I get involved with ends up in disaster. So I tell these stories, but now I have the videos of it, and I have the newspaper articles about it. Because I think people might say, that's a bar story, he's exaggerating. That really never happened. And then I say, let's go to video.
Right.
And there it is.
So what kind of stories do you tell?
Well, the name of the show is Cabtivist. It's part cabbie stories and activist. There's a weird thing about yellow cab drivers. When something happens in the world, reporters come down to, say, Grand Central or Penn Station, where we're lined up, and want to know our opinion on disasters, on this and that, as if we know something, because we're out on the street driving 12 hours a day. So I've always used this, that I have to be an expert on whatever I'm speaking about, is because I'm a yellow cab driver. I must know what I'm talking about. So I get involved with all these different demonstrations, and people come running up. He's a cab driver. He must know what he's talking about. I have no clue. I went down. Bernie Madoff was being sentenced down on Wall Street. For 150 years, I got a comedian friend of mine. I said, let's go down and support Bernie Madoff. We went down there, held up Free the Ponzi one, that Bernie Madoff was a first-time nonviolent offender, gave him parole. Everything was going great. People were interviewing me. I was on Al Jazeera for 20 minutes giving financial advice as a cab driver. I saw the stock market tanking, right? Unintended consequences. The victims started showing up. They did not see the humor. They were committing suicide. They lost their houses, their cars. They did not see the humor of us saying he should get parole. So they went to attack us. So now the cops that were laughing with us are now protecting us.
Yeah.
So I tell the stories, and I show the newspaper clippings of that. And then different documentaries I was in with Stephen Fry, a guy from Top Gear called Richard Hammond, showed him how to drive a yellow cab. So I have all of these, and I put them into 1 hour. And it goes from what it's like to drive a cab, the documentaries, and then the activism, where I finish up reading a poem with Salman Rushdie on one of the most famous stages in New York.
Sounds like a very interesting show and fast moving. I mean, it sounds like
I keep it going. You keep them short, and you get right to the point, and then you go right to the video and stuff like that. Yeah.
Now, you had a great reception, obviously, from the Nomad Story Slam that they invited you back, meaning Jerry Riley and the crew over there. What's it feel like to have, 2 shows already sold out?
It's very weird. I've been doing this in New York where you're sweating every day looking at the internet or looking at the event ticket sales and nothing's moving. Here, I had to do nothing. Jerry gave me the 2 thumbs up. He's like the head mob guy up here, man. When he says it's all right, people come to it. But that's because of the reputation of the Nomadic Theater. Mm-hmm. If they're going to produce something, it's good because that's what they've been doing for the last 3 years. So I got the thumbs up, and that's it, man. I just sit back, and the tickets are going. It's unbelievable to me.
It is, and one's almost sold out now. The last one that's just been added is almost sold out.
Right.
So, will you be back? I mean, this is...
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
If Jerry says so. Kabish? Yeah. You know what I mean? He goes like that after that 3 days and he's not sick of me. Yes, I definitely will. I'll be back anyway drinking at Dungaren's. So instead of telling stories to Shauna, I'll bring them over to a theater and get paid.
There you go.
Can't lose.
You can't lose. Do you have any websites or that people can take a look at?
Yeah, people can look at my website, Cabtivist.com, Cabtivist. Mm-hmm. I was just in the Fringe Festival in New York and got great reviews, and there was 200 plays. I was one of the top 5 in it. And people like hearing cabbie stories because they can identify because everyone is taking a cab.
Right.
And really what I'm relaying now is what's left at the yellow cab industry in New York because of Uber, Lyft, and all the ride-sharing apps, we're practically going out of business. And there's no more communications between the passenger and the driver. Everybody's on their phone. Everybody's on their iPad. They don't even want to talk to you. So that is disappearing. So what I capture is what it used to be like with no radio, where the passenger was sort of forced to talk to you. Hey, where are you from? What are you doing? And you had the to-ing and fro. That's all over with. That doesn't even happen anymore.
Yeah, just not happening.
No.
Well, it'll be good to hear these stories.
Yeah, no, they'll be there. You'll get to see the stories and read the stories. So that's part of this whole multitasking or multimedia where I mix in because of the new technology. I can do it. Like I said, if I was telling you these stories, you say, there's no way you had Stephen Fry, the British national treasure, at a mob club in Queens talking to gangsters. That didn't happen. Oh, let's go to video. And there's Stephen Fry. Oh,
and here's the proof.
yeah, and having him tell the story.
Well, this sounds great, John. Welcome to Newton. I know you've been back and forth for many years, but...
yeah. Well, my wife's here, her mother, her grandmother, so they've been here 100 years now.
In Upper Falls, right?
Yeah, just up from Dungaren's.
Perfect. Well, good luck, John. I'm sure we'll be hearing more.
I won't need it. Jerry said it's all right.
Yeah,
luck, I don't need it. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks a lot, John.
All right.
More information about John McDonough and his performances are available at newtonnomadictheater.org. Newton News will be right back.